Hey, Pete here from Growth Models. Today I'm going to run you through the ACCA model. This is, if you want to sell anything online, this is the model that you need to use. This is the model that is at the heart of every successful growth strategy I've ever run. It's at the heart of every single strategy that I've ever analyzed. And this is what you want to be building if you want to sell things online. Doesn't matter what you're trying to build, whether it's like a B2C product, physical product, info product, whatever. It doesn't matter whether it's a B2B, a software, an app, whatever. Does not matter. This is the model that is going to help you sell more. Let's turn this light on. So what is the ACCA model? Essentially, it's just 5 stages that you need to cover. Let's go with orange today. First stage, attraction, or attract. We'll just leave it as attract. Let's make you a little bit smaller for everything on the screen. Second stage is capture. Third stage, convert. Fourth stage and fifth stage. This is engage and this is refer. Okay. Now, before I get into explaining exactly what all of these elements are, I want to say that none of this is possible if you don't first have a good product. Look, man, you're supposed to be, if you're running an online business, remember you're running a business, right? This is not about having the best SEO or being able to write really killer ads. If you don't have a product to sell, those things are useless. And that's the problem that I find with a lot of advice around growth marketing and just online marketing on the whole, is that too many people are focused on the little tactics, not how they build into a system that actually makes you money. There we go. That's what I'm doing. So let's break this down. So basically, this is one funnel, if you like. It's one user journey. And you need to grow your business one really good asset at each and every stage. Now, the problem is that each and every stage has multiple different things that you could be doing. So, for instance, for attract alone, you could be looking at SEO. You could be looking at Facebook ads. You could be looking at direct outreach. You could be looking at video marketing. You could be looking at any one of these things, like in-person events, organic social, all of these different things. I can keep going on and on. All of these ways fall under the attract sort of banner. And all of these ways, all that they essentially are is ways to get your offer in front of people, ideal customers, essentially. That's all that this is. You're trying to get your offer in front of ideal people so that you can then get them to go check out your lead magnets, your sales pages, whatever it is that next stage is. So that's all that this is. I'm not going to sit here and say SEO is the best, Facebook ads are the best, direct outreach is the best, video marketing. There is no best. All of these work. You could come and ask me, hey, Pete, show me a company that's doing well with direct outreach. And I'll say, go check out Carson Fox. Great YouTube channel. I'll put a link to his channel down below. Dude just does direct outreach for people. And according to him, reportedly, it's not been verified by anyone as far as I'm aware, but according to him, he makes 65 grand a month just doing direct outreach. It's lead generation, direct outreach. He's really good at it. And I genuinely believe that he's probably making that much money. Talk about Facebook ads, I can say, go check out these guys. Talk about SEO, go check out these guys. All of these are valid ways to grow your business, right? The problem is that everybody who does organic social, everybody who does in-person marketing, everybody who does video marketing, whatever they do, they have that sort of survivorship bias and say, like, this is the best way to grow your business. And so they tell you, whatever your business, this is the best way to grow. Not necessarily right for you. Essentially, the attract stage is one area that you're never really going to be able to let up. This is the one area that requires daily action. You've got to keep sending direct outreach. You've got to keep refreshing Facebook ads. You've got to keep updating and publishing new content for SEO. These require daily action. And so it's less about what is best according to the person who sells that as a service. It's more about what you can be consistent with and consistently deliver good quality on that channel. If you can be consistent with it, you will be successful with it. And that's not a bullshit sort of approach that people say, just do it every day and you'll get results. That's not what I mean. By doing it consistently, you become better at it. And so you eventually then get results because the quality improves. as long as you're tracking and making all of the improvements that you should when you see that things aren't going as well as they should be. But basically, any of these can be a tracked. You need one of these. And what I'm going to do today... do you know what? We'll thin this down later. Let me just go through this first and talk about more. So capture is all about capturing the user's information. What you're trying to do is get their lead details, their email address, their phone number, whatever it is that is going to help you continue to nurture them to a sale. That's what capture is. So you can talk about lead magnets, content upgrades, book a call, any one of these kind of things, like a low ticket front end offer. Let's do that. Something else. Let's go like entry level offer. Any of these things that has essentially a very low threat. So somebody isn't really going to think twice about giving you their email address, their phone number, anything like this, because the risk there is very little. You're not asking them for 20 grand up front. Different ways, and obviously the way that this works will depend, what works best here will depend on what your attract method is. If you're doing SEO and you're driving people from Google search to blog content upgrades are one of the most effective methods. You could also use things like pop-ups which push the lead magnet. But content upgrades is great for SEO. For Facebook ads, you might want to do lead magnets or offer a $7 offer, so that when you pay $7 to acquire a lead, they give you $7 back, so you're not losing money on that lead. Direct outreach, it might be book a call. Hey, I help people like you generate up to X dollars or more per month. We've got a system, would love to talk, show you how it works, so you up for it, book a call. Once you've got their phone number, you can get them on the phone and you can continue to nurture them. So how you capture the details and what details you capture are going to depend on your business and how you're attracting people to it. These two have to match. Usually, after capture, you're going to go straight to convert, because this is where the money is made, right? Money made. This is like, let's go through it. Move you down. This is things like sales pages, your phone negotiations, where you get them to pay over the phone. It is basically, there's fewer here. You can do a VSL, video sales letter. There's, product page of your e-commerce store. All of these different things. This is where you actually get them to pay. Now, the reason that this is not a direct line through is because this is really depending on what you're selling. So you can attract, and this is why this is so confusing, right? You can attract people directly from organic social and not even get their lead details to nurture them first. You can get them straight into a sale. If you've got a big social following and you say, hey, I've got a $10 product, most people don't care about giving you their email address to get the $10 product. They'll take that risk. So you can go from attract directly to convert. Let's grey that out a little, because it happens, but it's a bit too light. That'll do. You can do it. Facebook ads to a self-liquidating front-end offer, like a $7 product, that can work. But if you are running anything really over 200 or $500 for a product, it's not really an impulse purchase. People aren't going to just immediately buy into that. You're going to need to nurture them over the time. You're going to need to allay their fears. So the better way to do that is to attract them, to capture their details, and then nurture them. And you can nurture them through things like, so this is the nurture, and that could be email sequences, could be phone calls, anything where you can consistently offer value, show them that you can do the job, you can get them the results that you promise, all of this sort of stuff. Put that on that side. But yeah, so you can attract people to come straight to conversion, but If you're selling a higher ticket item that requires a longer consideration cycle, it's, you know, somebody's not just going to immediately drop $500 to $1,000, $10,000, $20,000. You're better off getting their lead details and nurturing them towards that purchase. And this nurture should specifically push that sale. Here's the people that we've helped. Here's the problems that we'll remove. Here's the big benefits you'll get, that kind of thing, all the way through. Keep doing it, and then you make that sale. And these kind of emails are pushing people through towards this conversion. That is essentially, this is like the sort of core user acquisition, if you like. This is where you're focus on these to get new customers. The thing is, getting new customers is half of the battle. Now, I've worked in many different businesses over 10 years in marketing. What few people talk about is that churn is the silent killer. And what I mean by that is, let's imagine you have a product that is, let's just go with round numbers, $100 a month, and you are adding 10 users per month, right? So you are effectively increasing your monthly recurring revenue by $1,000 every month, right? By the end of the year, if you kept those numbers, you'd be making $12,000 MRR. Simple math, very easy to sort of get along with. It never works that way. It's never that simple. And anybody who, you know, shares those posts that you see on social where it's like, to make $1 million, all you need is 12 customers at $83,000 a month, or, you know, $83,000 from 12 customers, or whatever it might be. Bullshit. Don't listen to them, because there's never any nuance to that math. So let's say that this is your number, right? This is great. If you are then losing 8 customers a month because they don't like it, well, let's just go with losing 5 customers a month, we'll say. You've halved everything, and at the end of the year, you are then only making $6,000. You're only making $6,000 MRR, because you're losing 50% of the people that you bring in. Unfortunately, if your operating costs are over $6,000 a month, you're actually losing money. And so this is why I always recommend looking at this whole system. This is what you should first focus on, is this acquisition play. You want a system that can consistently and reliably bring in new leads and turn them into customers, so that you can say, right, we're getting 20 new leads a day, we're converting, you know, 5 of them into customers per day, it's doing this much money. But then what you want to do is you want to keep them paying. How do you keep them paying? You focus on this next section, which is engage. And engage is a very simple method, or a very simple goal. Basically, the job of the engage stage is to help them get the most value out of the product, basically. You want them to be using it. You want them to be going like, oh, I can't live without this. Don't just sell them something and go, there you go, great. You want to make sure that they're actually receiving the benefit that you promised them that got them to buy. If they see the benefit, they're going to do one of 2 things, depending on the business model. They're either going to come back and pay again, so you're going to get repeat purchases, or they're going to continue buying. Okay, and that basically reduces that churn rate, which means that those customers are going to be with you for longer. And you're not going to have to spend money to acquire customers, that these people are then the spots that they're vacating. How do you keep them engaged? Again, it depends on the offer. There's a couple of different ways that you can do this. So email sequences to highlight, if you're doing, these are really popular in software companies, and like, let's say that you have sequences or features in the software that are really beneficial. You want to send email signals like, hey, have you actioned this kind of thing? Here's how you do it, and it will do this for you. Make sure that they're using the best features to get the most money. If you're doing a course, make sure people stay accountable. Email sequences are great for that. Don't forget, you haven't finished this course, go back and do this lesson. If you have a community, you want to be in there daily. If you have a single product business, it's difficult. You want to find that secondary product that you can then continue to sell them through email sequences. You've also got things like in-app messages, community engagement. What you're essentially trying to do is help them get the most value out of this, and also for them not to forget about you. For instance, I've got products right here on my desk. I couldn't tell you who sold them to me. I'm not going to go back to that company and buy again. But if they were continually offering me actual value and not just sending a shitty newsletter where it's like, we've got a new product. If they were continually adding value, helping me overcome other problems, then I'm going to go back because I'm going to trust them. You want to keep customers engaged with your brand and with the products so that they keep coming back and they trust you more. If you can do that, this last stage here, refer, becomes a lot easier. This is essentially a way to turn customers into advocates. And there is a ton of ways to do this. Again, it depends on the product that you sell, the business model that you're using. We'll put this out here. We'll make you bigger. And also, what you've noticed is the attraction level, because what I haven't put here is also this will play a part in how you attract people. You want these two to work together. By refer, what I mean is, let's put it as the same one. Your happy customers, you want to turn them into advocates for the brand. So you want them to refer other customers to you. And there's a number of different ways that you can do this, right? So the first one is obviously affiliate program. Hey, tell your friends and we'll give you $5, $10, $50, $100, 10%, 20% recurring, whatever, of the revenue that you help us generate to you. So you're basically paying them to give you an affiliate commission. You're paying them to refer people to you. User-generated content is good as well. I'll talk about that in a second. You can talk about simple like refer a friend strategies, which increase usage, all of these things. But basically you want to essentially pay them to refer their friends. And let's say that the average order value or the lifetime value of a customer is $100. Then maybe you want to pay the person $20 for referring you a customer. So that's an 80% profit off that referral. Very, very simple and very simplified way of doing it there, because it's going to depend also upon how much it costs you to produce value for that new customer. But basically, if you can get the refer level correct and the engage level correct, this will fill more people who are going to your conversion stage, your sales page, your phone calls, your VSL, your product page, which then will, this becomes its own flywheel that is more scalable. You add one person here, they could add another person here. So for each customer you attract, you're actually attracting two in the long term because they're referring friends, that kind of thing. Much more scalable. And if you can incentivize this in the right way, that's how it goes. And you can break down every single business into one of these kind of models. The whole business will consist of multiple models of this, but you can essentially break down 99% of marketing strategies into this kind of an ACCA model. Really simple to sort of implement. You've just got to know how to do it. The key steps here that you want to do is focus on one asset at each stage. Especially if you're early stage, you don't have the resources of a massive team or finances to do SEO and organic social and Forget all that. Focus on one. Focus on one of everything. Focus on one product. One way to attract people to that product. Will it need a capture stage for the nurture sequence in there? If so, focus on one way to capture details. Focus on one way to nurture them. Focus on one way to engage them after they've bought. Focus on one way to get them to refer their friends. And that referral, this second line here goes back to attract, because let's say that you're running organic social and you get UGC, user generated content, testimonial videos, reviews, anything like this. You can then use that to boost the reach of your organic social by sharing their testimonial videos on your social page. And it works as a nice little flywheel there as well. One asset per stage is where you should begin. Persist through the times where it feels like it's not working. Know when to quit, obviously. But a lot of people will give up. They'll start SEO and they'll give up within 3 weeks because they've not generated 20,000 visitors. And it's like, well, yeah, because brand new website. What you want to do is you want to pick the thing here that is going to be most direct and most easy for you to be consistent at. But that is the ACCA model from a very high level. If you've enjoyed this, subscribe, because I will be breaking down ACCA models and explaining how they work. If you want help setting one up, we have the $1 product challenge, where you basically will be led on a step-by-step basis to set up this set here, the Attract, Capture and Convert, in 30 days by selling a $1 product. I did it as my own test first with a cold audience, and in 10 days of launch, I'd made $4,069 by selling a $1 product online. So yeah, check that out. All of the links are down in the comments below. But just remember, whenever you're trying to grow anything online, think of this model, the ACCA model. This is what is going to be at the core of successful growth for your business. Any questions, drop them in the comments.